All right, ladies and gentlemen, here we are again. Two special guests. We have the complete crew for the Balls in Our Court podcast. Cortez and Kevin. I have missed you guys. How have you guys been?
I've been all right, man. It's been a while since I podcast, but you know, but we'll see how it goes.
Look, your voice and your vision for both you guys have been missed. Okay, a lot has gone on since you guys have been on hiatus.
Oh man.
I, I just want to say this and get it out of the way now. It is, and now I'm tearing up like Cortez watching a Vooch video. Um, this has been a long time coming, and I know how hard it is for Cortez to be able to come back and do anything. But brother, I'm glad to see your face. I can see your face. Nobody can see mine because they don't want to see mine right now. But it is an honor and a privilege to have my brother back and us be able to talk about sports. And I know it's just one of those little things, but when you don't do it for that long, I know I've seen you since then and everything we talked, but having you back and knowing that we're able to do this again, it means a lot to me, and I'm just glad to have you back on, buddy.
Definitely, man. Hey, like I said, it's so it's gonna be a while, and I'm back, and so once I got to go to my garage and dig out my mic here. So right now I'm using my computer mic, so hopefully I'm coming in pretty clear if everybody
No,
can
you're
hear me.
good. Yeah, you're good, brother.
Awesome. So, but hey, Kevin, man, likewise, man. I know it's been a while, man. We chop it up all the time about sports on Twitter. It's just not the same. I'm sure people have been asking about it, so hopefully we can gear towards that. And this is the start, man. So we'll see how I feel after this.
Oh, we'll be back. The draft's coming. I
Oh,
definitely want to talk about the draft. Oh,
yeah, it is a basketball. So, but yeah, I got you. But CL, thank you for having us on, and it's a pleasure. I've been watching y'all from afar, and you and Bryce are really holding it down, man. So definitely, keep up the good work, you two guys.
Yeah, and let me say this just to piggyback on what Kevin said. We had to have a brief hiatus ourselves with me and Bryce. Similar tragedies happened, but I got love for Bryce, and I got love for you, and I got love for Kevin. We're one big family. Look, I joined you guys when you guys started the first balls in your on our court podcast. I was there with you guys for episode one, so it only felt right for me to have both you guys on because this is the first time both you guys have been on this one together. I've
Yeah.
had Cortez on before, we've had Kevin on before, even though we had technical difficulties that day. Riley wants to jump on right now, apparently, but having both you guys on together, I've been waiting for this for months. I told Kevin at the last Magic game, I'm like, so when is Cortez going to get back? Because we got to do something.
Definitely, man. Well, hey, I'm here, man. Bright and early, so I set my
Oh, yeah.
alarm. I guess I got the wrong memos, but hey.
We'll work it out real quick before we get started. And I'm going to tell you guys this. Kevin, forgive me, I might have told you already. When we were at the last Magic game a couple of weeks ago, I saw something I'd never seen before. Now, usually it's always a home game for the Heat. I always rag you guys for that. I met Kevin when I went to the restroom at halftime. Kevin was coming out. I was going in. We talked for a few minutes. When I went into the restroom, I had never seen this before. I wanted to pull my phone out, but I was like, it's inappropriate for me to pull my phone out in the men's restroom. Every every single listen, every single urinal, I kid you not, had someone at the urinal, and every single person had a Heat jersey on. Dude, I've never seen that before.
you want
I
to know what was funny? It's probably the same people that were standing there when I left.
Dude, it was
Because it
crazy.
was the same thing when I went in there. It was just nothing but Heat jerseys. I'm like, how do they have
Yeah,
limited tickets and all Heat fans bought them?
Cortez. I walked in and I literally paused because and Kevin made a funny joke about this, and it was true. Most of them were Tyler Hero jerseys, but
Okay,
but, but I had
them
never
damn
seen,
white folk. Them damn white
bro.
folk.
I had never seen that before. I was like, I'm legit in the Twilight Zone right now.
So
All
just
right,
all fans just stacked up in there. That sounds like a Magic Heat game.
dude, it was hard, dude. It was hard. But let's get started. This is a special episode because one, it's you guys' return episode, but two, the Magic had national news this week at the trade deadline on Thursday. And I know it's been a up and down week for you. You have the stage, my brother. Go ahead.
Uh, well, as we know on this podcast, Bryce is also a Magic fan, so I don't know how emotional he got when he started talking, but um, I literally woke up to messages, tweets, just notifications that because I get off work at 4 o'clock in the morning, so I didn't expect. I expect two people to be moved, and Evan Fournier and Aaron Gordon. Aaron Gordon made his trade request public, and so he kind of started breaking it down a little bit, and he was very candid and open about his request. He didn't dance around the answer. He said that there are some people in the organization that played along with him, some of his teammates that also felt the same way, that the team is not winning. There's a lot of injuries going on. Since they've been there, they have a losing combined record together. So I'm pretty sure there's been communication among the team that how some of them feel that way. So like I said, listen, did I think there was a chance of Vooch getting traded? A small chance, just to see if the deal was going to be pretty good. Because Nick came out and said that he wants to stay through the rebuild. He wants to stick around and try to help some of these young guys. He wants to stay with the franchise and eventually like to retire with him. This is the NBA, so I know at any given moment any player can get traded. But woke up and the first trade, by the way, was Nick Vucevic, and I just was in shock, and I literally everybody's reaching out to me, and I literally had to process. I kind of tweeted a little bit here and there, didn't want to say anything, and I held off for a little bit until I really, really started to get into my feelings about Nick Vucevic getting traded. So I'm going to go around a little bit, come back in from doing that, and I'm just sitting there just watching NBA TV and ESPN and seeing all the deals just falling out for the Magic. Like all these players are just gone. Like it's just been a season. The last 2 years has been rough. There's injuries everywhere. Isaac and Markelle Fultz, and then we're lost games. It's in the 200s. Like this is the most that a team has dealt with injuries, and this injuries left and right. Vuce was the constant that was there. So, as I'm tweeting about, thanking the guys, I thank Aaron Gordon, I thank Evan Fournier, and then I get to Vucevic, and I start tweeting, and I kid you not, tears are just coming down my face. And so Evan Fournier said something, and he was joking around like Boston fans, Google my last name. Don't Google his last name because it's the images are terrible. Don't do it.
Boston fans don't enjoy that.
Yeah, Boston. Yeah, Boston, I guess Kevin, right? Boston fans can go ahead and Google his last name. Go ahead. Lakers fans too. Y'all want to Google his last name as well. But anyways, so Evan tweeted out Aaron Gordon. They had a meme about him about the Denver Nuggets jeans and stuff like that. So he's very happy to go to Denver. Vooch is quiet. Vooch has not said anything. I get to work. He finally released his statement, and he released it probably about 8 or 9 o'clock. Been quiet the whole day. Can only imagine how this guy was feeling. I was like, dang. Like, this dude ain't say nothing, man. Like, this dude he's obviously shook, hurt, confused. I mean, I know he knew it had to come, but it's just like, it's the bond he had with this city. Vooch is the one that was always out meeting fans. I met Vooch twice, and he's a nice human being, and we had conversations for about a few minutes, and and just sports in life. How's your kid, man? Like, great, man. Thanks for asking. Um, it was always nice talking to Vooch. He was very respectful for everybody and take pictures with fans. So I met Vooch a couple of times. Players and wants to stay. Listen to CL and Kev. Y'all as well. I had D Wade, one of the great shooting guards, to stick around for y'all franchise. Left, came back, and just the y'all had this big retirement set full. So y'all know about loyalty. Magic fans really don't know about loyalty. Every time we get like a good player, not saying Vooch is on these levels as these guys are, but he's a star type of player, and he admits that he wants to stay around.
Mm-hmm.
And it hurt, man. Like, see this guy up and gone, and he's gone. And so the Bulls Twitter account's been great. Like, they sit there and everything Vooch did, breathed, they went ahead and just tweeted and got all Magic fans sentimental. But I tell you what, that video of him where he couldn't speak for like a minute and a half, oh, that broke the straw on my back, man.
Yeah.
I too can't help like, man, it's a business, but these guys are sometimes invested. He was invested in Orlando in any shape, form. We're not, the injury is making us a bad team right now. And he all in, and he couldn't speak for like a minute. This play time for the Orlando Magic. That's franchise history. 4 minutes. Corner. Has rebuilt. But the fact that he wanted to stay and the fact that he was our player, he was our star. 2-time All-Star. And everybody, and this is the thing about Nick Vucevic too. He was the most debated player in Orlando Magic history. Like, the was split with this guy. There's actually some fans that's back tweeting now, just the fact that this dude is gone. Like, I had a discussion with a guy on Twitter last night. I ain't talked to him in years.
Mm-hmm.
And he was like, well, it's time and blah, blah. But, we had to, like, I get all that. Trust me. I understand that. But when we got someone that wants to stay, and some of you Magic fans that used to bash him are now hurt worse than I am because they realize what loyalty is. They finally realize what loyalty is. You sit there and you bag the guy for so many years about, oh, he's this, he's that. He's not the best defensive player. Yes, he probably go ahead and lets people drive to the basket often. But this dude was probably just worked on his three-point shot and spread his game. We already know that he's a great post player. Now, here's the difference. Did you see Nick Vucevic's press conference versus Aaron Gordon press conference? Night and day. Night and day. Aaron Gordon couldn't wait to get out there. Don't blame him. We're not using him to a skill set. We're not using him to the best of his abilities. We put him in spots that he couldn't see. But some of this is on Aaron Gordon, too. Let's not front. Talented guy, but, there's still a lot of stuff that he needs to improve on. He's still very young. His press conference versus Nick Vucevic spoke volumes. And Magic fans now that are hurt see that Shaq, who left to greener pastures, won his titles, he was talking about he wanted to stay. We can get on to that, but like I said, the White, up and left. Tracy McGrady, up and left. I still love T-Mac, one of my favorite players there. Nick Vucevic is one of my favorite players, will always be one of my favorite players. And I hope that this is a goodbye till next time. If he can find a way back to Orlando, maybe in his older years, and we're somewhat back to the playoffs. I'm hoping, because look, we rebuilt here, and it took 7 years to get to the playoffs with this guy and his everybody else. So, Nick Vucevic, I thank you. I went on too long about Nick Vucevic. Evan Fournier has been great as well. Great human being. I met him a couple of times. Aaron Gordon, I wish him the best. This essence he's handling has been a little rough for some Magic fans, but obviously he's a side for different opportunity he's played with, and he went from an all-star center to a superstar center. It's not a bad thing. And so I thank Vooch, man. I thank them all. We, as far as the deal that we got, the Bulls got we might well call it the Chicago Magic because they're latching on to trying to get to the middle, but you're trying to keep Zach LaVine too, so that way you have something to go forward there with Zach LaVine and Nick Vucevic, but they need to build around him. And they started marketing last night with him. That's not a good idea. You need to put Aminu with him because he needs a defensive forward beside him. And marketing just plays just as bad as defense, and they got waxed by the Spurs. So you need to get a defensive player around Vooch. That's why Isaac was perfect for that guy when he's healthy. So I as far as the deal for Chicago, I like Vooch. His game's going to fit in well there. Spread the game. He led them in scoring last night. And his first points was just in Nick fashion, just in the post. Did that little spin hook. That's his gravy shot right there when he's probably about 5 feet away from the basket. Evan Fournier didn't play last night because he was still out sick. And even he tweeted like it just looked different, seeing Vooch in a different uniform. Aaron Gordon, I think he's playing here soon. Our new guys be playing here tonight. I'm very excited about R.J. Hampton. I actually won a shot at him. We drafted Cole Anthony, so we'll see how that works. Wendell Carter Jr., this is what gets me about this. I hope the kid pans out. But you had a chance to draft him over Mo Bamba, but you chose Mo Bamba. So now how Mo Bamba feels because now you went ahead and drafted for the center. These two aspire at the same time. They're going to encourage that, maybe Mo light a fire in him and bow him for this position. But you could have drafted Wendell Carter Jr. And Bulls fans are worried about he needs a new opportunity. Gary Harris, I'm sorry, man. I saw your press conference, that first picture, man. And in 2 years, I don't blame if you want to leave. No big deal. But, you got the contract, man. You get paid, so you just got to honor it. Otto Porter Jr., he seemed like a solid piece, but these two guys, those veterans, I always encourage them, hey, play your contract, rebuilding team. If you want to get paid, cool. You can get paid. Orlando got plenty of cap space. Going to be there for a while. You can get paid God money. Jeff Green got a contract for $15 million 1 year from us. Highway robbery. But if you want to stay around and get paid, man, stay with us. But if not, then I wish you the best. Thank you for the few years that you're going to be here. But we'll see, man. It's been a couple of days. You see, and I know you see my Vucevic shirt.
Yeah, I see you decked out.
So here's what's messed up about this. I bought this shirt. He's traded. I bought my first Dwight Howard jersey probably about 2 years before he got traded. And I'm like, I just need to stop buying T-shirts of my favorite players because they always seem to get traded in somewhat fashion.
Right.
But thanks for the floor, guys. I know that was long, and but mean a lot. And fans, it's real funny to see some Magic fans that wasn't really on Vooch's side or Evan Fournier and all them guys. This whole era of basketball got them all stressed. Now they're back tweeting. It's hilarious. Same thing when I post on the forum. Certain fans like, oh, this breed. That's how bad Vooch separated this fan base. Like some people are just so sport with the Dwight Howard and the defense and just this particular player. Vooch just had 4 different coaches. We had 2 different front office, 2 different types of visions. And the guy would still want to stick around with that. So, but yeah, man, Vooch meant a lot to our franchise. And so that's why I think a lot of my friends, and including CL and Kev, was quick to check on me and make sure I was okay. Because they probably dropped their mouth when they saw that trade and probably instantly thought of, is Cortez okay? But I'm asleep and didn't wake up until like 12. And then I got the news. I'm like, oh, my God.
But this is how bad it went. I got a text from CL asking if you're okay. And then I texted and said, do I need to send an ambulance to your house?
Yeah, Because I think it was like around, it was before noon when it all went down. Because I remember I left the
Yeah.
office. It was before noon. I was like, why is this the first trade? Kevin, you got anything for Cortez?
No, Cortez. My buddy at work is a Magic fan too, and I'm already off, so I'm at home. He sends me a message of what the trade is. I thought it was hypothetical. I looked at him and said, "God, that trade sucks." And he goes, "Well, it happened." I was like, "Oh, it really fucking sucks." But Cortez, you know, of all people, I can feel your pain when it comes to buying somebody's jerseys or shirt, and then the next year or two they get traded away. I'm a Jaguar fan.
I know you can relate, man. It sucks.
Dude, I stopped that years ago. I remember back in the day when I was a kid and I was a Rockets fan, and we got Scottie Pippen, and that was a lockout season. So the jerseys came out even later, and I had that
Yep.
jersey for like a month before Scottie Pippen was traded. One month, okay, 1 month.
Wow.
People forget Scottie was in Houston, but he played half a year there.
Dude, I got a Jalen Ramsey jersey, and then 5 games later he was gone.
This is why I get T-shirts now, and I
See?
got the Vucevic T-shirt, and hey. But it's funny that one of my friends working the team shop. I'm like, hey, Vuce jersey is 50% off. Oh, no doubt, I'm getting one, framing it up. I'm gonna get one.
Yeah.
I just got whatever jersey I want to get, but yeah, that's why it's. As far as the Nuggets trade, it was a great move because we got RJ Hampton. The Nuggets trying to get us a tape Bobo. We know we already got a few centers, and I don't want to. Nah, you got to throw RJ Hampton in the deal. Evan Fournier, because he was a expiring contract, that's the best you can do. You just got to get the draft picks and the second round draft picks, and Jeff Teague, which we waived. He's not. Man, he can go to a contender somewhere, man. But yeah, so that's why I say it's been a lot to process, and a lot of people had a tap in the Vooch, man. Y'all see how Magic Twitter reacting it's like I said, it's just so funny, man, because just 2 or 3 years ago, I mean, they was bashing Vooch. Y'all, Kevin and CL, Y'all see me on Twitter. I was always the only one. I felt like I was one of the only ones that was defending Vucevic. Then when he went to the All-Star, it kind of simmered down. Then when he went to the All-Star for a second time and started making all these 3-pointers, spread his game out a little bit more, like a lot of people like flipped. And then as soon as they flipped, traded. So
Here's the thing with Vooch and the Magic. It was like the uneducated Magic fans were just piling it on a guy who was averaging 20 and 10, 20, 10 and 4 throughout his career for you guys, but he wasn't good enough because he didn't play defense. I don't know if anybody on any Magic fans have realized this, but the NBA stopped playing defense like 3 years ago. So now when every game's running in the hundreds and hundreds of points and everybody's making 37 3-pointers a game, you want a dude like Vooch on your team. You want a guy who can do everything that he did because he's the new type of basketball player that is coming into the thing. Mind you, he's a little older, but he's still the new type of player. And the hate that poor man got from Magic Twitter made me hate Magic Twitter even more than I did already.
Yeah, it's bad.
It all takes me back to that one educated Miami Heat fan that was at the freaking Magic game that I had to tell, take your LeBron jersey back, go and get somebody else because obviously you're not a Heat fan. And the only reason you're a Heat fan is because LeBron did.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. But with some of these Magic fans, they're spoiled because of the Dwight Howard era. I've been through Shaq, Penny, went through a rebuild a little bit with that. Then we had the Hard and Hustle team. Then we had Tracy McGrady. I remember being in my college dorm, and I vividly remember we played the Jazz on the road, and it's literally like 10 o'clock at night. People got class in the morning. I got my roommate. Here I am just swearing words like, "Oh, Drew Gooden, dang it, you missed the oh, God." I take that in the tape. So I've been through the good, bad, and the ugly. And listen, okay, yeah, Vooch represents the probably losing time in Magic history, but the team that's been put around him, and the one best team before we got Isaac and Gordon and Fournier, before we went to the playoffs. I felt like the Scott Scout team when we had Tobias Harris.
Mm-hmm. Yes.
So I feel like that was one of his better teams, but then we started off strong, and then we just I can't remember who got injured exactly, but it really set us back. And then that's when all the rumors came out about Scott Skiles, where he wasn't happy and he was coming out and he just ended up quitting in the middle of the season. So it's like, what? We traded Tobias Harris for you because that was something that went on. And then, yeah, it was just a whole lot after that Magic basketball was rough. And then Everett Payton, we try to build around him. And that's the thing, too. We try to build around Aaron Gordon when we had Frank Vogel, which probably got in Aaron Gordon head. Aaron Gordon head has been big since the slam dunk contest. A lot of people is telling him this is where you should be at. You should be in this big market. And he probably felt this way for a while. And honestly, I will say this. I will say this about Aaron Gordon. We did the whiteboard fiasco where his name was on the board with Rob Hennigan, leak his name on there. So I'm pretty sure he felt some type of way about this. So this probably has been building up for a little bit. He just doesn't really feel valued there. And then we draft all these forwards. So he see the writings on the wall. So do I blame how he feel? Magic fans are coming out now and saying like, and it's funny the way his press conference was. He's like, yeah, I was sitting there waiting for the phone for any team. If that was true, when we had the deal line up for the Rockets, and you didn't want to be on that team, which I totally understand because they're worse than us. But we had a deal line up for the Rockets that was even better, getting like some more draft picks capital, and you sit there and said, "Oh, I have second thoughts." Oh, okay. But yet you were still waiting for the phone for a call before you would be traded. So, like I said, NBA is a business. I wish him the best. We'll see how he fits with Denver. They can enjoy his inconsistent games every now and then. Like against the Nets, he'll drop 30, and then he'll come back against Boston and drop like 10 or 12.
Or 4.
But for Denver, he don't have all that pressure. He's not playing as a third guy. He's gonna be as a fourth guy. So it will suit his skill set. And I'm actually excited to see how he's gonna excel with him. If he be able to cut and do the dirty man things, and he'll get points through Nokic. Nokic's gonna pass the ball. So I'm actually how he's gonna fit with them. Evan Fournier's coming off the bench. I think he'll be there for a little bit, and he'll probably his contract expires. So I don't think he'll be a bench player for Boston. He'll go somewhere else to a contender. He is a star in this league at least. And Evan Fournier got a lot of crap too because he didn't show up in the playoffs. But he can shoot the ball. He having career highs shooting the ball from the 3-point line. And his field goal percentage has been pretty good this year. But it was time. Listen, the more I think about it, as much I'm heard about Vooch, it was definitely time to rip off the Band-Aid because I heard from CL and Kevin like, man, y'all remind me of the Heat, man. We had Hassan Whiteside. We were just stuck. We were just stuck in the middle. And y'all had to make a choice. And we had to make this choice. And I do believe, with luck on our side, we had better draft picks that we got from the Nick Vucevic trade than we did from the Dwight Howard trade. But that's what happens when you don't have a specific team that you want to go to. You're not limited. Is that Bulls felt like we could get a good deal with them, so that's fair. Top 4 protected, so hopefully they are in the playoff range. But people want them to lose because the lottery odds are different now. So there's been some lottery things I skimmed on Tankathon, and the Bulls have got their pick back. So they need to be just within that. It's like, well, no, we won't. Like, no, because you're risking them to get a top 4 pick, and we'll lose that pick. So I like to be within like 8, 9, 10 range. I'm not complaining about that. this draft is so deep, you'll get a good prospect in that range anyways. But I've been screaming on getting Cade Cunningham, and I really want him with Vucevic. I was like, man, get rid of Evan Fournier. Cade Cunningham screams of shooting guard replacement. And him and Vuce would be perfect together. But then the Bulls got a chance to actually, if they don't do well, they can get Cade Cunningham and play with Zach LaVine. So it's kind of like, ooh, this is a bit of a risk. But I went to the game. Chuma Okeke had a good game Friday. I think he's going to really excel. He just come off his ACL injury there. I remember watching on the Magic Nets game like a few weeks ago, and Walt Frazier was like, this Chuma Okeke guy has been very depressing. I don't think he's going to be good. And I'm like, man, I know you don't watch him. And then a few Magic fans was like, I don't know, man. Chuma like a stiff, man. I just don't know what he looked like so far. The guy just came off an ACL injury. Right. And then what he do against Phoenix? Oh, he dropped 17. And then what he do over here on Friday against Portland? He drops 20, 23. Yeah. So we give these guys some time. Mo Bamba is getting body up again in his calendar, but then he has some good moments too. He just needs to play in time, and I'm really just excited to see what this young team is going to do. Listen, as much as I love Vooch, it is going to be weird for a little bit, but as I've been through worse as a Magic fan, y'all know that. So
a lot worse.
A lot worse. So I mean, I guess I'm used to pain because I keep coming back to it. They like my Novocaine, I guess. This is what I'm addicted to. It just hurts so good for some odd reason. But
it's a toxic relationship. You have a toxic relationship with the Orlando Magic. I want to jump in real quick because I want to say something about Aaron Gordon. Between the three guys that were traded, he consistently had the lowest scoring average, okay? Because Fournier would usually give you 17 to 18. Vooch would give you 18 to 19. Gordon would give you 15 to 16, maybe 1 year 17. But he was generally the third wheel in that offense. How dare he tell you guys that he wants to be traded to a contender? He has built absolutely no clout in Orlando whatsoever. So that kind of rubbed me the wrong way. Where and you hit on something when you said he may feel a certain way and he was pulled a certain way because he thought he was the guy under Frank Vogel, when in reality he's never been the guy. It was his job to raise his level of play up, and he never did. And I don't think he's going to be able to do that. Go ahead, Kevin.
He's been that way since college, though. He's always had a higher opinion of himself than everybody else has. And that's just the way Aaron Gordon's been since college. I remember watching him at college, and he thought he was the greatest thing since sliced bread. Just because you could do these fancy ducks and everything don't mean that you're going to become a great player. Stop having this high volume of yourself and view yourself as others view you. And he just never wanted to do that. And that's why what? The funniest thing was people on the Magic fans going, you know what? Dwayne Wade was
right. Man, I can't touch that one. I'm not touching that one. God damn. No,
I wouldn't go that far. I'm not that mad, Gordon, but these are the same guys really speaking up for AG. And then now it's like, because he came out and said this, see, I'm telling you, listen, man, as a Magic fan, loyalty means something, man. So when you saw the press conference compared to Vooch to Aaron Gordon, it was night and day. But like I said, Aaron Gordon, the player, CL was right. We've been watching him for years, and we try to put him in positions to see, like, when Frank Vogel here, we was like, hey, we envisioned this Paul George type of role for you. And
he was never that.
No,
he's not Paul George. He's not even close.
No, absolutely not. But I guess Frank Vogel actually said in a press conference, like, we envisioned this type of role for him. And so that really got him, like, going. But it's just, it went that way. And then we end up going back to Vooch. Listen, Vooch went through dealing with Bismack Biyombo.
Big Mac.
Which do y'all want to check my Twitter feed when Bismack Biyombo got signed? Oh, y'all two remember I went off. I'm like, I said, that Magic fan was like, 9 is gone, Vooch is gone, blah blah. Vooch 9 is gone. Wait, what? Oh, we're not Biyombo? Then they were like, oh, we got him and Ibaka and this. We ready to, put the Congolese towers together. And I'm like, okay, I understand Serge Ibaka, but Bismack Biyombo. Wait, so he gets benched. Vooch gets benched. Obviously, he's not happy about it. But like a professional, he came back and took his job back. It wasn't that hard because, Bismack is trash.
Right.
It took so long for nice guy, great guy. It was just like Magic fan was like, is this really a debate? Who's the two-time All-Star now? Where's Bismack Biyombo? It's in Charlotte on the bench.
Serving Big Mac Biyombos to somebody at a McDonald's.
So it's like I said, man. Hey, Vooch was always trying to get these guys going. And that's the thing about Vooch. He'll sit there and pass the ball, but we're bricking everything shot. He set people up, so I'm hoping in Chicago he got better. His assist number should go up. They got better offensive players there. It's just their defense is oof. I said the Spurs. DeMar DeRozan was just driving him where he won't last night. Yeah. I said, man, ooh. I said Billy Donovan's gonna be getting some gray hairs. You're gonna get some defenders in there. But I mean, listen, not going about the match. We can talk about other trades that happened. So, are y'all surprised that Kyle Lowry didn't get traded? I thought for sure. Traded.
I was surprised only because I knew Toronto was going to try to gut some teams, but I didn't think that. How could they think people were going to fall for that? I don't get it.
Yeah.
So now I did think that he should have traded Tyler Hero. Me and Kevin talked about it earlier. I do for Lowry. I do believe we should have made that trade, but we already had the backup trade in Oladipo ready to go. So I kind of understand that a little bit. But I mean, he's going to be gone next year anyway. So what the hell? Speaking of Lowry,
no Tyler Hero, Duncan Robinson. I'm not going through this again. Duncan Robinson before Tyler Hero. Jeez.
Hey, like I said, I don't know y'all. Like I ain't trying to have y'all repeat content, but
I'm just happy we got Home Depot. That's all I'm happy about.
Well, let me just from my perspective too. I hope he's healthy for you guys. But maybe that's where he wanted to be. So actually, he probably motivated and probably will play. If he turns out healthy, man, this is just me as an outside perspective. Him and Jimmy Butler. Oh my goodness.
Isn't it going to be beautiful? It's going to be beautiful.
That perimeter defense is going to be. That's right. And the good thing about that too. Wow. Talk about guys. Perspective too, that you can get Tyler in there and he can play off one or the other, and that way you have some shooting with some defense in there. So you got to have it all the time. Jimmy Butler's having to play that, and Jimmy Butler can actually. I know his pride won't let him because he's going to want to guard the best man, but he don't have to. He can let Victor Oladipo do it.
Right.
So he can get his offensive repertoire going, and that way Jimmy just keep attacking the basket and make you tired. Man, that dude attack the basket so much. I hate playing against Jimmy Butler, dude.
At this point, I don't care where the Heat falls 1 through 8. We just have to get there. Once we get there, then we're going to cause some problems. But we just have to get there. Right now, we're 8, but we're 2 games from 4th. So I'm not too worried right now. But once we get in the playoffs, like I told Kevin earlier, it's 27 to 28 games left. It's all about gelling, getting these guys together. And then once we get into the playoffs, that's when we can be disruptive. Because Jimmy Butler and Victor Oladipo on the court at the same time, both being able to slash, both being able to create, and both being able to dish is going to be devastating. All we need to have is for our three-point percentage to raise up. So we need Tyler to hit an open shot. We need Duncan to hit an open shot. And then the kid we got from Sacramento, he can hit an open shot, and then we're good to go. So we'll see what happens.
Oh, yeah, y'all did get Nima Bajia. How do you pronounce it? I always butcher his last name, but I know you're talking about Bajia. Yeah. I know you're talking about that kid can shoot.
I thought you sneezed. I'm sorry. Bless you.
No, I used to pronounce his name, but I'm happy with it still. So
My favorite thing about all of it though is what it's going to do for Bam. I think it's just going to open up a lot more game for Bam to go nuts on stuff as well, especially with those guys driving and slashing and being able to dish it off to him. I'm looking forward to it. I've been wanting another thinking guard in there that could actually do something besides just spot up and shoot.
yeah, I know y'all saw D-Ray.
He says it feels right. I trust him.
Yeah, man. That's best luck with y'all, man. I hope that guy's healthy for you guys, man. Because when healthy, Vic is a fun player in the right place. He just.
If you want, Cortez, if Victor Oladipo wins the championship ring with Miami, I will gift you one if you want that.
You enjoy. I thank you, sir. But
look, I'll gift you that one, and I'll gift you the Trevor Ariza one. How about that?
Oh, hey.
I mean, Trevor. Look, Trevor has one already, but I'm just saying, I gift you those if that's what you want.
Yeah.
Look at here, it's messed up. Now he's offering the Orlando Magic fan a ring, and he never once has said, "Kevin, if we win a ring, look, I'll get you one."
Look, but my son's not here. He went to go play football, but he's a Bucks fan, so I haven't told him yet. But I have to buy him a Bucks championship ring for his birthday in June. So
buy him the punt.
Huh?
Get him the punter's ring, like suck up or somebody.
Yeah, I'm going to do that for his birthday. I'm going to surprise him with it. He doesn't know about it yet. So.
I know that hurt for you going to buy him a ring. I know you.
Oh man, I'm a free agent right now. Let me just say that.
But, I'm sorry, the football team. Why
I am a free agent right now. A couple of more things I want to ask you since I have you on. Did you see?
Who are you drafting in fantasy? That's all.
I don't know yet. But see, I haven't drafted Drew Brees for the last 2 years. Just to let you guys know. And by the way, Cortez,
your quarterback's one.
Cortez, by the way, I don't know who the fuck beat me this year, but it was rigged. Okay, this was supposed to be my year in fantasy. It was rigged. Okay. The one year I make it all the way to the finals and I lose the last freaking night. Okay, the last night. So okay, I was so pissed, bro. How did
you gonna bounce? Yeah, redeem. You gonna go back and you gonna win one.
I need to. I've been playing for 10 years. Man.
Not if I have anything to say about it.
Look, how did you feel about John Morgan tweeting that the Magic is the worst franchise in professional sports and they need to be sold? How did you feel? Because that was pretty damning.
He must not. I'm going to say something on him though. He must not watch the Jaguars because they are clearly the most poor ran franchise in any sport. Sorry, not the Magic, not the damn Jaguars. Until they straighten up, it's always going to be the Jaguars.
I will say this about Mr. Morgan's tweet. It's part of it, some of it is accurate. But I would say this though, I feel like he needs to give this new management a chance now, so more than ever. And when I heard John Weltman, because all the emotion was tied up into it, he was explaining that, listen, we came here and I know we said that we was evaluating and we should have went ahead and just went in for the rebuild. But when they went on that streak to get to the playoffs, he was like, well, guys, they're making the playoffs. So he like more of it, I could have did that, but the fans hasn't been to the playoffs in how many years? And I freaking cried and went to the playoffs. So it meant a lot to me. So I know it meant a lot to a lot of Magic fans being to the playoffs. Just the playoffs, guys. Like, I mean, I teared up about that. Like, can you imagine if we went? If it ever happened in my lifetime, the Magic won the title, what my emotions would be like. I mean, I'd probably gonna be boohoo crying with snot coming down my nose if it ever happened. But
are you going to do what I do though? If the Jaguars ever win the Super Bowl, are you going to run down to the middle of the big gigantic fountain in Orlando and jump in it butt naked?
Oh, Lake Eola?
Yeah,
I gotta get some floaties, man, before I do
Okay.
that.
if the Jaguars ever win, I'm going to Friendship Fountain and I'm jumping in that bitch butt naked.
but back to CL. I feel like I said we need to give him more of a chance with this new management now, the new moves. So Alex Martins, he I don't know how he does it, man, but he caters to the tourist crowd and still make this franchise money. Is it frustrating on the Magic games and see, you know, some fans just get there for the experience and they don't chant until the fourth quarter, the game's close? It is a bit frustrating. It's a tourist trap. I mean, we're in Orlando. It happens. So, but I tell you what, when we made it to the playoffs and when we cleared all those guys out, and some of these Magic fans actually came out the shed and came from Kirkman and Paramount and wherever they came from, Colonial, all these Magic fans finally showed up. And when I say we had that place rocking, man, I felt like the Dwight Howard years. That felt like Shaq Penny years when I went to that game and I'm sitting here screaming. I can't even hear myself scream. That's how good it was. Like that felt like the arena. Like that's what I want. But Alex Martin is still making money, but we're not having these fans show up. And it is like I said, like y'all mentioned earlier, y'all went to the game, the Magic Heat game. You went to the bathroom. Everybody had Heat jerseys on. Kevin, though, he sat by me and CL was nearby. And every time that let's go Heat chant, I stood up and booed, but I gave up because there was a point I was like, Kevin
Look,
looked at me, oh, you're not gonna say anything? Like I just had my head and I was like,
remember what I text y'all. The usher that was in our section every time the Heat made a shot was celebrating. And I told my friend Gerald, I said, look at this. Can you believe it? Dude, he was cheering for the Heat. And he works for y'all. And I was like, what the hell? One
dude,
thing about
just Heat fans.
Alex Martins. Alex Martins is a great businessman. I'll give him that. He's a great businessman, but he's still lacking. The basketball operation side is what's lacking. Okay. When you're driving through that city, how many billboards do you see of Orlando Magic players?
Nah, man.
Right, right. They need to fix that. One, they need to fix that. Two, and my last thing about John Morgan, I think that tweet was actually testing the waters a little bit because he has the clout to put a team together to try to make us sell. I mean, try to buy that team because I do believe that team needs to be
Yep.
sold. How do you feel about that?
I do, and they have to stay in Orlando. And I know people like, oh, I don't think we're moved because we already agreed to build an entertainment complex and all this and everything like that. So I do feel like that was it too. I think that's what you were trying to get me to say, and I think you're right that he was trying to test the waters a little bit and see and there were some fans like you should buy the team. There were some fans on there that say you should buy the team.
Yeah,
And a lot of people have been telling them for the Vols to sell. I don't know if it's just we just have just the baddest of luck recently with the Voss family running it. But I would be open to new ownership if they definitely keep it in Orlando. I don't want to run into a whole Seattle OKC incident, but they already said they're not really for a while. I know they've been inquiring to do Las Vegas and try to bring the basketball back to Seattle. I'm definitely down open for new ownership if that's the case. But like I said, I feel like with the Vols, they know they're making money. With Alex Martins at the helm, it'd be interesting. I mean, I wonder if he can go to him like, hey, listen, I get the team together, and it's funny because Shaq mentioned that he would like to try to put money into it. So I'm pretty sure John Morgan go to Shaq like, hey, what you think about this?
yeah.
I'll help.
That could be. I don't know. It could be in the works.
Yeah,
Shaq,
I think if Morgan buys the team, I think it'll stay in Orlando. Kevin, any last thoughts today?
But just to let y'all know who's good friends with John Morgan, and that's the owner of the Jaguars, So I don't
Oh
think you
wow.
want him anywhere near owning the Orlando Magic.
Cause yeah, y'all trying to get the move to London, right?
You don't want nothing to do with Shad Khan owning anything that you would like. Just don't do it. But the thing with Orlando is Orlando's going to make money no matter what, because just like Cortez said, the tourists are going to go. If there's a basketball game in town, the tourists are going to want to go to the basketball game. And they buy up tickets. They'll go. The one Heat game we went to where we were sitting next to the Brazilian tour group.
Oh
That
wow.
was coming, and I was like, I'm not sitting next to them the whole night. I'm moving seats. I went to customer service. And I said, look at here. I said, I'm not sitting next to them. And they were like, why? I said, one, I can't understand a thing they said. Two, they're not even chanting basketball stuff. They think this is a soccer game. I am not sitting next to these people. And they were like, okay, we'll move you. And then I got better seats, which was good for me.
They
But
were soccer chants, yeah.
wasn't he was there with me. We were sitting right there. I was like, Cortez, we're moving. I was like, I'm not sitting here with soccer people.
Like
And
the Let's Go Heat chant and Let's Go Magic chant was like, oh.
I was like, that's not even what it's supposed to do. I was like, and I think we ended up going. No, that's when we met CL in the ozone, and we just
That's
stayed
what we
down
were
there
up
for.
Yeah,
That game was excruciating because you guys actually won that game. So that was
They won that game,
excruciating.
and then I took Austin to the next one, and then that's the one we won. But they gonna make money no matter what. The only way you bring fans in that are local and everything like that is if you win. It's the same in any town, in any sport. You bring people in when you win. The Magic have to start winning again. It's just like here. I told Bryce earlier, Cortez, you guys are the Jacksonville Jaguars of the NBA. When you win, there's a gajillion people there. You can feel the energy all around the city, just like in 2017 when you were here and we were winning and we were going to the playoffs.
Mm-hmm.
That's the same thing. If you win, people will come. When you don't win, is when everything does what just happened. You get rid of your whole team. No one cares anymore. And then blah, until something new comes in. And the bad part is, just like us, the Magic have been rebuilding for a decade, it seems, or over a decade now, it seems, that they've been trying to rebuild. You'll have the 1 or 2 year flashes to where you think everything's fine and you're on the up and up, and then injuries hit, trades hit. So I feel your pain. I feel your pain. And it's just, I don't know if they should sell. I always thought Morgan and Morgan was for the people, but if he buys the team, he's not going to be for the people no more. So I don't even think I would let him own anything. But yeah, man, but yeah, I know the pain. I definitely feel the pain of when one of your favorite players is let go or traded or something like that. How it feels. So just know I'm here for you on a not NBA level, but as a fan of a team who just lets their people go for no apparent reason level.
Yeah. So I was going to ask something, but I forgot what I was going to ask. I was rambling about something, but
we know it's early. We know it's early for you, so
yeah.
we forgive you this time.
No, I got to try to fix my car here as soon as this is done here. So
Yeah, we're going to wrap up soon because my headphone's dying. I just want to say it was an honor and a privilege to have the return of the Balls in Our Court podcast today. I've been kind of pushing for this for a while, so thank you so much, Kevin and Cortez, for
You got
making
to
it.
return before we even return. So what
Well,
kind of madness is this? You got to return before we even got to return. So now you have to wait to release this so we can return first. Then you can. Never mind. That's too many returnings.
that's too many. That's too many. It'll be really. It'll probably hit this afternoon because I have three podcasts to edit now today, so yeah, it probably hit this afternoon. But
yeah, I
but
guess
thank
I
you.
missed myself.
No, you good. Thank you guys so much. And like I said, you guys are truly our brothers, along with Bryce. So, you know, got kind of mixed up with the times because all four of us were supposed to be on, but Bryce represented well earlier. And he was nervous. He was like, I'm going to be here alone. Don't bash me too much. We're like, nah, we're not going to bash you.
Welcome to my life, man. When I have two Heat fans on, I know about that very well. So
See, I really like Bryce though, because he does say Kevin's right a lot. So I really like Bryce, like a ton. He's a smart kid.
he really feeds your ego like that?
Oh yeah. You should have heard it earlier. He was like, he at least said Kevin was right like 4 times. It's like, it was beautiful.
Make you feel ego. CL, I thank you, sir. I know your battery's fine, man.
Nah, yeah, you good. Yeah, I done hit like 2 hours now, so yeah, we're good. Look, I had my Red Bulls. I was ready to go.
There it is, man. After this show, I'm gonna take a little bit of a nap and go back to my regular sleep schedule here.
I had my Peach cereal, so I was full of marshmallows.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, that's going to be it for this week's episode of the podcast. Once again, thank you to the Balls on Our Court crew. Everyone stay safe. See you later.
Yeah.